core burn hybrid tonight. I'm Laura, your friendly Earth Treks Crystal City trainer, and I'm going to be doing a series of exercises tonight. Usually the way that I run my burn class is 6 exercises that we do for 1 minute each. You're not going to need any weights tonight or anything like that. It's just going to be body weight, so ideally grab a mat and some shoes. That would be best. You can do this barefoot if you have something comfy to stand on. There is a little bit of jumping around as well, so I'm definitely going to be giving you some variations on the exercises tonight as well, so keep that in mind. I'm going to be playing music very softly in the background, just for my own purpose, because it's weird to work out with nothing on at all. Feel free to listen to whatever you want during this, and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, cool. So the exercises we're going to be doing tonight are a couple of cardio mixed with a couple of core that have a little bit of a cardio focus. So we're going to start off tonight with our star jumps. So for our star jumps, I'm basically going to be starting in a squat. So I want my feet about hip width apart. I'm going to be squatting down, and then I'm going to pop up into the air and extend my legs to either side. So it's basically like I'm doing a jumping jack in the air. Also, here's my cat. Yes. The more you work out, the more you get to see my cat tonight, so keep that in mind. So when you go down, pop up, back down, up, back down. We're going to try and keep that going for the entire minute. So that is exercise number 1. After that, we're going to get down onto the mat for our next core exercise. So for our core exercise, we're going to do hip dips. So I'm going to roll it over, and I'm going to go down into a forearm plank for this one. So trying to make sure that I have a nice line all the way down, so I'm not going too far up or too far down for this one. I'm trying to stay right in the middle, and then I'm going to dip my hips from side to side here. Now I'm rolling my feet over so that I have them stacked, but you can widen up your feet and then twist to either side as well if it bothers your ankles to do it the other way. Okay? After that, we're going to get up. We're going to do high knees. Very exciting. So for high knees, for this one, I like to have my hands in front so that I can reach all the way up with my knees to my hands. So we're literally just going to be going in place, picking up our knees as much as possible. If I turn to the side, I really want to look silly. If you don't look silly, your knees are not getting high enough. Now, if you have any bad knee situation or ankles as well for this one, you can always slow it down. Same thing with that star jump. But the star jump, if jumping in this position is really not working for you, instead, you can go down, you can do squats here, or you can go down and still get that side abduction of the hip by going out, back down, out, back down. That's always a good variation. I might take that at some point just to remind you that it's there as well. So we've done star jump. That was our first one, hip dips. Then we're doing high knees. Then we're going to get down on our mat for another core. We're going to do Mason twists or Russian twists. So for these, I'm going to keep my knees up. Ideally, keep your feet off of the floor. And then I'm looking over my shoulder and twisting to either direction, tapping my hands down. Now, if you happen to have weights at home, this is a good place to use them. So, for example, say my nice Crystal City water bottle here is a weight. I can touch it down to either side. If you happen to have a dumbbell, you can hold it this way. Same thing if you have a medicine ball. If you have any of that stuff, or a cat, if you have any of that at home, you can use it for that exercise as well. So, Mason twist. If you're having any trouble with your hip flexors on this one, you can put your feet rather down instead, rather than lifting them up. So keep that in mind as a variation too. Okay? After that, we're going to bring it up for our last upright exercise. It's going to be toy soldiers today. So for our toy soldiers, I'm going to do this from the side so you can see what's going on. I'm taking my opposite hand and bringing it to my opposite foot. This one is going to be really good for stretching your hamstrings. And basically the faster you do it, the more cardio benefit you're gonna get out of it. But so ideally, I wanna keep a nice even switch with this one. Now, some people like to just keep their hands in front for this. I like to bring my arms all the way around, so I'm kind of creating a swimming motion, so that also gets your heart rate up a little bit more as well. Then finally, our last exercise, we're gonna get down onto the floor. Last one is gonna be a fast mountain climber. I'm gonna do this one with straight arms, so straight arm plank. You can do this in a forearm plank instead. For a straight arm plank for this one, again, I'm trying to make sure that I have a nice, even position for my plank. I'm pushing the ground away. I'm not sinking into my upper back and letting my core go. So then I'm gonna bring my knees in and try and keep that going again for that whole minute. If that's not really working out for you, you can hold a plank for this one instead. And you always have the option to slow that mountain climber down and bring your knees in one by one, just a little bit slower. That's also okay. If you are coming down to your forearms for this one, that's okay too, but you notice you're gonna hit your knee on the floor if you try to bring it in here. Rather than lifting your hips all the way up, I'd rather you brought them to the side if you have the hip mobility. If you need to let your hips come up a little bit higher, that's okay, but you won't get as much of a benefit for your core if you really lift your hips up. So keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna get started from the top. That's our star jumps. So remember our sequence is star jumps, hip dips, going high knees, mason twists, toy soldiers, and then finishing it up with those fast mountain climbers. I'm gonna give you about 10 to 15 seconds in between. You don't really have to rotate today, so probably more like 10 seconds. And then I will give you a minute break in between our sets. We're doing 3 sets total tonight, okay? 3 sets, so save a little bit of energy. If you didn't get a chance to warm up before class tonight, if you happen to have rolled out of bed and come right in front of your computer, then please make sure you at least try and warm up a little bit in this first round, go a little bit slower than you normally would. All right, here we go, everybody. Starting off with star jumps, 1 minute on the clock in 3, 2, 1, go. Out to the sides, and back into our squat. Good. I'm counting on my cell phone because, of course, I didn't take my favorite stopwatch home from the gym with me, so bear with me as I time you. Good. And remember, if you're getting sick of this, remember there's this variation that you can always do as well, so keep that in mind, and there's also squatting. Otherwise, keep it going. We're a little over halfway through. Almost there. Got 10 seconds left. Stay with it. 2, 1, and rest, everybody. Okay, rest for about 10 seconds. Catch your breath. And then maybe on the floor for our hip dips. Remember, that's going to be in a forearm plank. Legs are out straight. We're rolling our hips from side to side. Also, it's a good idea to keep some water near you so you can stop, get a sip at any time. All right, here we go, everybody. 3, 2, 1, hip dips. So remember, we're rolling our hips down towards the side. And again, I'm choosing to stack my feet here and roll over, especially if you're doing that barefoot. That isn't always the most comfortable thing. So instead, you might want to separate your feet and then roll from side to side there. Stay with it, we're halfway through. $15 seconds. Good. Almost there, y'all. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody, take a second, catch your breath. We're going back up into our cardio for our high knees. Again, if you happen to have any knee issues, you can always slow this down. You don't have to jump the whole time. Otherwise, get those knees up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Again, you should feel silly doing this one. If you don't feel silly, get those knees up. From the side. Yes. If you hear additional jumping up and down, I actually have a little class right here of roommates. Who says we can't work from home, right? Keep it going for about 20 seconds. Almost there, 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, nice work, everybody. Take a second, join me on the mat. So after this, we are going into our Mason twists. Russian twist. Another name for those. Remember, we're keeping our knees up, feet off the floor. And 3, 2, 1, twist. Looking all the way over your shoulder. Good. Try and really look all the way over your shoulder for this one. And remember, if your hip flexors at the front of your hips are bothering you, you can take your feet down to the floor, lean back a little bit, and twist from there as well. That should take a little bit of the pressure off. Over halfway through. Got about 15 seconds left. Keep it going. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody. Bring it up for our last standing exercise. That was our toy soldiers. So remember, for our toy soldiers, trying to get a nice stretch for our hamstrings here. So try to keep those legs as straight as you can when you're bringing opposite hand to opposite foot. 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, from the side, it should look like this. Try to get those feet high up. Try to get a stretch for both of your hamstrings here. You can add a little bend into your knees, that's okay. Over halfway through. Good, keep going. Nice. I can't see what people are writing. Keep going, we got 10 seconds.
Calaveras in the basement looks familiar.
3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody. Here's our last one. Again, joining me on the mat for those fast mountain climbers. Straight arm plank or forearm plank. Remember, if you're doing a forearm plank for this one, then in that case, try to bring your knees out to the sides rather than straight underneath you, so you can keep your hips in a nice level plane. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go for it. This is our last exercise in this set. Then we all get a break. If you happen to have any wrist issues here, but you want to keep a straight arm plank, you can also go to fists here instead, or you can come up onto your fingertips halfway through. Here we go, about 15 seconds left, y'all. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody, you get a whole minute of rest now on the clock. Use it well. Get some water. People tell me that their least favorite exercise is the star jumps, usually, so that's why I put that one first. If you have a least favorite exercise of yours that you would like to see in a fitness class, please let us know. We have about 20 seconds left on this break, and then we're starting over. Again, that sequence is star jumps, hip dips. And we're going into high knees, mason twists, toy soldiers, and finishing off with those fast mountain climbers. All right, here we go, y'all. Starting over with our star jumps. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Good, so remember, we're squatting down for our star jump. If you just happen to be joining us now, squatting down and then popping out to the sides, back into our squat. It's basically like you're doing a jumping jack, but off the floor. Good, we're about halfway through. Just as a note, that variation you can take, you can keep going with your squats, just do pulses, or you can go into the squat, lift out to the side, back down, lift out, back down. Otherwise, 15 seconds left of your jumps. Two, 1, and rest. All right, everyone, taking it down, back to the floor. We're doing those hip dips. Remember, I like to do these in a forearm plank. And again, feet can be stacked or spread apart. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, hips down towards the floor. Good, trying to come back to that neutral plank position in between and then rolling to the other side. Over halfway through. About 15 seconds left, everybody. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, everybody, we're bringing it back up for our high knees. Good. Join me standing back up. Remember getting those knees as high as we can. And you can always slow that down if you have any knee issues. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Remember that variation is just to do this slowly instead. Otherwise, keeping it going. Hope everybody's been staying healthy, trying to find a little bit of outdoors time this week. hard here. So try and get out, breathe a little fresh air. 15 seconds. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, everyone, bring it back down to the mat for our Mason twists. Again, this is the time, if you have a weight or anything you'd like to hold, a pet, whatever you want at home, now's the time to do it. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, go for it. Try to look all the way over that shoulder. And again, if you're just joining us on this one, feel free to put those feet down if you're having trouble or any pain with those hip flexors. Over halfway there. Brady, breathe quieter. People are going to think it's me. 15 seconds. Almost there, y'all. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, here's our last standing exercise in this set. We're going into our toy soldiers. All right, so popping it up. And 3, 2, 1, go for it. I really like this exercise. A lot of people use it as a warm-up before they go jogging, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Over halfway through. Again, you don't have to do a windmill arm for this. I just think it looks cool. Here we go, 15 seconds. Almost there, y'all. And keep it going for 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, last one in this set. Here we go. Into our fast mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1, and go. And again, I'm choosing to do these in a straight arm plank, in and out. But you can also do these in a forearm, if you so choose. But try to go out to the sides. If you do find you need to lift your hips up for this one, that is okay. But try to take one of the other variations first. And also keep in mind, you can do knuckles down or come up to the tips of your fingertips to protect your wrists a little bit. Halfway through already. Keep it going. Almost there, y'all. 10 seconds. Can we get a break? 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody, take the rest of this minute to rest. Get some water, recharge a little bit. We have one final set. This is an exciting time for instructors too, because usually I just have to call out the exercises. It's a lot harder to keep time and talk through everything while you're doing the exercises too. So good on y'all whenever you come to burning classes. Here we go. We're starting back over in 10 seconds. So get yourself set. Again, we're starting off with those star jumps. And just so we can end on time, we might take a little bit of an abbreviated set tonight. I don't know if anyone has anywhere to be, but I want to make sure that just in case you're about to start another live stream, you finish on time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Star jumps. So remember, we're going back into a squat, and then up and out to the sides. That was my cat, in case anybody heard that. I think I frightened her off by start jumping right in front of her. About halfway through, y'all. We're going to take 10 more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody. Moving on down to our mat. We're going into those hip dips. Here we go. Starting off in 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Remember, forearm plank, rolling side to side, feet stacked, or you can spread them apart. Halfway through. Keep it going now. Almost there, stay with it. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, everybody, bring it back up. Going into our high knees. This is our last intense cardio one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Again, get those knees up. And again, if you're getting tired here, you can always come down to this position instead. Over halfway. Keep it going. Do about another 10 seconds here. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right, bring it back down to the mat. All right, again, we're going to go into our Mason twist here. Lifting those knees up the floor, twisting over our shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Try to look all the way over your shoulder if you can. Over halfway there. Keep breathing. We're going to take another 10 seconds here. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right, everybody, here's our last standing exercise. We're going into our toy soldiers. There we go. I almost said out of the body. That's for Monday. Here we go, everybody. 3, 2, 1, and go for it. going, almost there, y'all. And 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, everybody, here we go. Here's our last exercise of the evening. We're going into our mountain climbers. Again, we're trying to do those quickly as we can. Last one, stay with it. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Again, try not to lift those hips up too high, but that is a good place if you're taking a break. Over halfway. Almost there, everybody. Stay with it. We've got 10 more seconds here. Stay strong. And 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's burn/core burn hybrid. I'm going to be teaching again on Monday evening, again at 8 p.m. That is going to be a strictly core sequence. I'm going to be doing my awful, wonderful hollow body sequence. So hopefully y'all can join me then. Until the next time I see y'all, hopefully around the gym sometime soon. Please be well, stay safe, stay healthy, stay fit. From all of us at RickTrax, have a great night.